Welcome back to the Deep Dive by Stemgenic. Today's episode is a big one. We're reflecting on 2025, a year of talent shortages, AI disruption, salary inflation, hybrid work tug-of-war, and we're looking ahead at what 2026 is likely to deliver.
Yes, and honestly, 2025 felt like we were watching Southeast Asia fast forward 5 years in one go. The region didn't just grow, it transformed. The labor market tightened like never before. We had unemployment rates hitting historic lows. Thailand around 1%, Indonesia around 5%, Singapore below 3%. Economies expanded, but the talent pipelines didn't grow fast enough to feed demand.
Exactly. What we saw wasn't just a talent shortage, it was a skills experience mismatch crisis. Salaries were rising, job postings were increasing, but employers were still asking, where are the people who can actually do these specialized roles? Particularly in STEM. AI engineers, DevOps specialists, cloud architects, data scientists, cybersecurity professionals, the demand skyrocketed. Vietnam saw salary growth of over 6.7%, Indonesia 6.3%, the Philippines 5.8%. Even Singapore, which already had premium pay levels, recorded strong raises around 4.4%.
And yet, many roles stayed open for months because companies couldn't find people with the right mix of technical skill plus real-world experience. This was especially obvious in AI and cybersecurity. Demand jumped by 100 to 160% year on year across the region.
Let's break this down by sector because the growth wasn't evenly distributed. 1. Technology and AI. Tech was the beating heart of 2025's hiring boom. Every industry, from banking to manufacturing, decided to implement AI, automation, cloud, and data solutions.
Right, and that ripple effect was massive. AI specialists commanded premium salaries. Singapore paid SGD 90K to 170K for AI roles. Vietnam, while lower, saw the fastest pay growth. Companies realized they weren't just adopting AI tools, they needed AI teams. 2. Advanced manufacturing and Industry 4.0.
Semiconductors, robotics, precision engineering, chemical processing, these sectors exploded. Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand aggressively invested in high-tech manufacturing. That created demand for process engineers, robotics engineers, automation specialists, and semiconductor R&D experts.
3. Green energy and sustainability.
Sustainability moves stopped being CSR fluff. Renewable energy, environmental engineering, carbon accounting, these became real hiring categories. Companies hired sustainability managers not because they wanted to look progressive, but because regulations tightened and investors demanded ESG compliance.
4. Healthcare and life sciences.
With aging populations and biotech investments, Singapore, Malaysia, and the Philippines pushed for talent in R&D, regulatory affairs, diagnostics, and digital health.
5. Financial services and digital banking. Fintech, compliance, wealth management, massive growth, especially in Singapore. The rise in financial cybercrime meant cybersecurity roles in banking increased sharply.
Let's talk about candidates because 2025 was the year job seekers got bolder and employers had to adapt. Flexibility became non-negotiable. Candidates weren't just asking for hybrid work, they were demanding it. And they were willing to walk away if companies insisted on rigid on-site policies.
Salary transparency and negotiation power. Market data became accessible. Salary guides, LinkedIn insights, everyone knew their worth. This drove a wave of job hopping, especially in tech and mid-level management.
Career growth became the number one reason to stay or leave. 43% of Asian professionals who resigned said they left due to lack of advancement. Employers who didn't invest in learning and development basically funded their competitors.
Purpose, culture, and values. 79% of workers in Singapore said they consider a company's sustainability and CSR values when choosing a job. Purpose-driven leadership became a deciding factor for many. How companies responded in 2025. 2025 forced employers to mature quickly. The big shift was towards employer value proposition. Not branding fluff, but genuine commitments. hybrid work policies, stronger learning and development programs, mental health support, transparent career paths, internal mobility, DEI, and sustainability commitments.
And one major trend emerged: regional hiring strategies. Companies in Singapore and Malaysia started hiring remote talent in Vietnam, Indonesia, and the Philippines as part of their workforce plans, not as an experiment, but as an ongoing model. The gig and hybrid workforce revolution.
Another huge transformation, the blended workforce. Companies used full-time staff, contractors, remote employees, and freelancers interchangeably. IT, engineering, design, and analytics all saw major gig adoption.
Freelancers weren't just side hustlers anymore. They became essential to execution. Meanwhile, remote work opened the door for cross-border roles, especially in SaaS, digital marketing, design, and coding. Now, what's coming in 2026?
2026 isn't going to slow down. If anything, it might be more intense. Here's what we're forecasting. 1. AI enters its operational phase. Companies will move from testing AI to fully deploying it. This will increase demand for AI engineers, ML ops specialists, AI governance and audit roles, data quality and pipeline engineers, AI ethics and compliance professionals.
AI will become part of every job. Candidates with LI literacy, even in non-tech roles, will stand out. 2. Cybersecurity becomes a national priority.
Governments across Southeast Asia are tightening cyber regulations. Companies will be required to strengthen controls, audit vendors, and secure supply chains. Cyber roles will see higher salaries, more vacancies than talent, increased cross-border hiring.
3. Skills-based hiring overtakes degree-based hiring. Asian companies will stop obsessing over degrees and start valuing certifications, portfolios, hands-on experience, and micro-credentials. Malaysia already reports that 93% of candidates are willing to learn independently, a sign of where hiring is headed. 4. Regional talent mobility becomes standard. ASEAN will function more like a unified talent marketplace. Companies will hire regionally by default. Salary benchmarks will become regional, not local. 5. Green tech talent takes off. ESG, carbon management, renewable energy engineering, these skills will accelerate in demand as countries implement sustainability regulations.
6. Internal talent development becomes the make or break strategy. 2026 is the year companies realize they cannot hire their way out of shortages. They must build career pathways, invest in upskilling, create rotation programs, promote internal mobility, strengthen leadership pipelines. Retention will be more valuable than recruitment.
Final thoughts. So to sum it all up, 2025 was the year Southeast Asia hit a talent inflection point. Supply couldn't keep up with demand. Salaries surged. AI changed everything. Candidates gained power. Employers scrambled to adapt.
And 2026, it's the year of intentional transformation. Not faster, but smarter. Not more hiring, but better hiring. Not more tools, but more strategy. Not more talent, but more developed talent.
And as always, Stemgenic will be right here helping companies navigate the chaos, map the talent, and win the people who will shape the future.
Thanks for joining us for this special episode of the Deep Dive by Stemgenic. Stay tuned. 2026 is going to be one for the books.